Hey guys, good morning. I am back with another audio video, and this is just a couple of messages I have that I want to send out. One is for the group that keeps stalking me everywhere I go, and this is very typical of them because this is how they try to gain control of their target by inflicting scarcity tactics on them to make them feel uneasy or unsafe at their own home. For a few days, where I live in my new place, I noticed a white Jaguar vehicle that was parking either right next to me or two couple of spots down from my parking spot. And I kept observing him and watching him, and he was kind of a heavy, not heavy, but medium heavy set man. I never really looked at his face because I didn't want to engage with him in any way. And the last time I saw him parked right next to me in the same parking spot next to me, it annoyed me. I spit on his car so that he gets the message that I don't appreciate to be stalked. I don't appreciate to be harassed. I don't appreciate people invading my privacy or my space with tactics of scarcity. If you have something to say, come to my face and say it to my face. And quit playing around. Be an adult and say what you have to say. It's really very simple. I really don't see the point of running around playing these games because all of you already know that no matter what you do, no matter how many times you attempt against my life, even if you try cloning another person like you did before, it's not gonna work. And if you physically touch me to harm me, everybody will know. And by that, I mean all the higher ups, every one of them. I told you to stay away from me, to leave me alone. But your ignorance and arrogance to think that I was that stupid and gullible and that I would never know how to stand up for myself or how to fight for myself. It just made you push everything to the limits and you pressed the buttons all the way. You took it too far. You people need to leave me alone. All of what you have done, it's not gonna work. Even if you come to me and say, here's $200 million, I'm sorry. No, even that's not gonna work. My soul doesn't have a price tag. You people forfeited the contract. So God annulled it. God revoked it. Because he saw the betrayal behind the action itself, the theft that took place. Let me tell you, for all those in law enforcement listening to my videos, even if these people shadow ban it, it's not gonna work. You of all people should know better, that we're always watching you. Let me tell you about one of these people that are part of this group that are targeting me. And I'm referring to the group because it's a whole group of people. This is family, including siblings. One of these siblings is a step brother who now happens to be a stepsister However, he wants to refer himself as, though I never met him as a woman, I cannot call him a she. I can continue to call him a he because that is the last version of him that I saw. But this person, his name is Emmanuel. He's the son of my father, stepbrother, son of my stepmother, one of my stepmothers. Don't touch my kid kind of thing, or she'll kill you. That was her. That was her. That was him too. This brother, stepbrother, half stepsister, however he wants to call himself, he came across my social media pages a long time ago. Long time ago. I had mentioned to you guys that there was a will of an inheritance along with some properties and lands that were left under my name legally to me. This half brother of this, we're gonna call him brother. This brother, he was already part of the plot since way back. The whole time that was the hate about. The whole time that was the conflict and the rivalry about. Because this brother, let me tell you one thing. This brother went out of his way to make my life a living hell for the 6 months that I was with them. Because my father and my stepmother couldn't stand me. They hated me. So they had to switch my living situation every 6 months. 6 months I will spend with my father, which was mostly that from January to June, and then from June to December with my grandmother. But there was a purpose for that. One of the purposes why they always wanted to keep me away for the holidays, which was in November and December, is because they wanted to buy all these fancy things with my money that they were borrowing installment payments from the payment insurance that was left, because it's a will. And this stepbrother, he was always in competition with me. There was this horrible competition that he always had with going with me that made him do all these hateful, vengeful acts against me at school, at home, in the neighborhood. He would have me beat up by the neighborhood, the kids in the neighborhood. The people around the neighborhood had a concept about me because of the lies and bullies that he continued to spread around the neighborhood and the community about me. This stepbrother, Emmanuel, it was one of my stepmother's favorite kids. For the plot that they had already in motion since years back, since before our time, since I was born, before I was born, it was specifically because my stepmother and my father knew about this money. And they decided that Emmanuel would be someone that would impersonate me if it has to come down to it. Because Emmanuel and I happen to kind of look the same. Only he's a boy and I'm a woman. And you know what I mean by that. And he would always tell lies on me to my stepmother, so that my stepmother then would turn around and beat me up, abuse me, slap me on the face, scratch my body, and ditch out all this hate towards me. And the funny thing is that I always wonder myself, why is my stepbrother or my step siblings, all in general, why are all these people jealous of me? Why do these people attack me like this? There was no way I could have any peace when I was a child, whether this was living with my father or whether that was living with my grandmother during the summertime in a whole different city, in a whole different town, you know? So my stability was always up and down. There was no way to build a solid foundation, to become stable in your living situation, or how you know how to manage your own living, because these people went out of their way to destabilize that stability, whether that was physically, psychological, emotionally, and sexually, because they were all twisted around and messed with intentionally to build a character that would have no direction and no balance, a character that would have no ground. And believe it or not, for many years, when I was a child, all the way to when I was still halfway an adult, I was always that kind of person. I just don't go around asking people what they're doing, how much money they make, who they're dating, who their power coming from. I'm not into all those stuff. I don't pay attention to other people's lives, but these people were so curious about as to who was talking to me the whole time. Especially my stepbrother. He was always jealous. Even if I had um, a lot of friends, he would turn my friends against me, and all my friends would flock towards him. It was just this really horrible, horrible rivalry that apparently it's coming from past lifetimes. And apparently, this is a person that has a spirit of competition that has been around my life, my bloodline, or life somehow that was in the past life and in this life. But in in the past life, he was always this kind of person, and apparently, he was one of the people that actually took my life in my past life. When we reincarnated back into this life, we reincarnated into two different families. The rivalry became a lot worse than the life before, because God had blessed me in this lifetime for having to have put up with so much chaos and pain that this person put me through in my past life. And I would always end up being beat up or abused by my stepmother and my father every time this person would run to them and tell them lies, only with the intent of, you know, causing me chaos and burdens and pain and suffering just because he felt good about it. He was just the typical baby narcissist, if you want to call it that way, because he was raised that way. My stepmother is the typical narcissist. They love control. They love to micromanage people. My father, he's another control freak that he can't even control himself, but he wants to control my life. Not only these people have stolen money from me, but they also want to continue to steal my life. Because according to what they tell people or the higher ups, this person doesn't deserve to have the lifestyle that's coming for her. Because one, she's incompetent. Two, she needs to be locked up in prison or in a mental asylum. And why is that, says the judge. And they say, well, it's because she's talking too much. She knows too much. Everything that she knows can put us all in prison. Well, even if I didn't speak, everyone would have known regardless. God was going to find a way to shine the truth and the light no matter what you did. Because God in the end will always come and show you that you are not God. And you continue to battle Him, telling Him, yes, I am. God says, no, you're not. And when you can't beat him, you turn around and beat me. Not spiritual, well, also spiritually, but also physically, sending people to try to cause me harm. Because your hate for me goes beyond the imaginable when it comes to this stupid competition that only you are in. Competition of what? You can't compete where you don't compare. You are completely delusional if you think that you're ever going to be me. You are never going to be me. I am not surprised that this stepbrother, the reason he looks exactly like me is one, because he is probably, like I said, he's a transgender. My guess is he is, because he was always that kind of person, always jealous of me for whatever reason. And the way he looks like me, cosmetically, he achieved it by paying money, of course, my money. The physical part of it, well, I don't look like a blow up balloon. I look like a woman. With or without clothes, I still look like a woman. I don't look like a blow up balloon or like a blow up doll. That's ridiculous. No woman looks like that. That's stupid. Even if I have the chance to get my body done, it wouldn't look like that. I can assure you that much. Because I want to be perceived as a woman, not as some walking human doll that everyone can use and abuse. And I'm not gonna go into the other details, but you know what I mean. That is not respect. And I want respect. I want power and respect. I want what is mine. What these people in the family keep saying, she doesn't deserve it. Why is that, they say? Well, it's because she's a peasant. We raised her to be a peasant. She's going to stay a peasant. No, she's not, says God. But then again, they want to continue to think that they're God, and God continues to show them, no, you're not. I don't know how much longer they're going to keep up with this game, because they're going to exhaust themselves to death before they even beat God, because there is no such thing as beating God, period. What God already created, that's the way it stays. Whether this is something that people want to accept or not, they have to accept it. And if they cannot accept it, they have to respect it. Like my mother always said to me, I don't like you. I freaking despise your guts. But I still respect you. No, you don't respect me. When you cut off my entire future by calling immigration, telling them that I was dead, how is that showing me respect? That is not respect. That's being an envious, jealous, control freak mother who can't even control herself. Typical narcissist. I was literally raised in a family of narcissists, witches, and warlocks, thieves, prostitutes, and drug dealers, scammers, and fraudsters. People that only know how to commit perjury, forgery, clone people, make them look just like them. Let me tell you how this stepbrother obtained legally what was mine in the courthouse, using a crook judge, a crook lawyer, crook doctor, and the entire crew was crooked. They actually came up with the power of attorney telling the courthouses that I was mentally unstable, that I couldn't handle a estate, and that I couldn't handle money. Well, the judge says, well, but she has a lot of supervisory and managerial positions. How is this possible? Well, don't worry, they say. We'll turn around and just make sure that we sabotage everything for her, so that she loses everything anyway, and make her look unstable, because that's our point. The purpose is to make her look unstable, so that she never gains access to this money, because we're going to continue to keep it from her. Even if we know that it belongs to her, we're not giving it to her, period. This stepbrother, I don't know what the relationship is with the landlord and the maintenance man that they used. to obtain a birth certificate that went missing right out of my apartment shortly after I received my US citizenship in 2021. That birth certificate went missing right out of my apartment. And not only that, these people have been pretending to be me, my stepbrother anyway. I told you from day one, this does not look like a woman. The size of the shoulders does not tell me that that's a woman. That tells me that that's a man. It's a male. Because the built frame for a female's body is a lot more petite and more narrow. The build of a man is more wide, more broad, like a football player. That's what this person looks like. And when I saw his pictures on Amazon posing as me, making himself look like me, I quickly knew right away, this is not a woman, this is a man. If you look at the comparison of all the other models and then you look at him, you can clearly see that this is another Naxima Jackson from 2-1-Fu. You know, the character that Wesley Snipes played, where he looks, voluptuous and I don't mean any disrespect. I'm just giving you a description. That's what this person looks like. And this person has literally been trying to live as me all this time, hacking into my emails, taking complete control out of my emails so that he can block and delete emails. The phone number attached to the second step verification code is not even a phone. It's a digital phone. That's the reason she never answers. She can see who's calling. She can see who's going to leave a message. And then she returns the call. And if they don't leave a message, she's going to call back and ask, who's this? This is, I'm not going to say her name because I know the name that she goes by. Only the FBI has that information. I'm not going to release that because I want this person to know this. Nobody here is stupid. Because they told this person that this person was going to be untouchable, that this person will be unstoppable. No one can touch this person. Nothing can touch this person, is what they told her. And this is what gives her the entitlement of do the illegal things that she does, because she believes that she will never get caught. She or he, however, like I said, I just explained to you guys why I have a hard time making sure that I refer to that as a she, because I know him as a he. And the nose, yes. The eyes, yes. The mouth, not so much. He had cosmetic surgery to look like my lips. When he smiles, he smirks like me. He smiles like me. The same way that my lips are shaped and built when I smirk is the same way that he's built. This is definitely a Naxima Jackson who knows how to cross-dress and impersonate a person to the T. My stepbrother is a Taurus, by the way, very good with artistic. This is why he's so good at impersonating. He's on April 27th, I believe he is. And the insecurity that he has always had when it comes to me, it's truly disgusting. Nobody wants to see that. I don't want to see that. I'm glad I'm not around these toxic, poisonous people. I'm glad God removed me from these people because I haven't seen them since I was 16 years old. Because my father went out of his way that I never returned. My father went out of his way to make sure that I never came back. Because he already had a plan. And my stepbrother would become me. And my stepbrother would pose as me in the courthouse and take that money with my birth certificate, the authentic birth certificate. Because I got that birth certificate through the municipal court where I was born. But when you look at how they act and how they assume that you are completely stupid, that you're never going to know, it goes beyond an insult, disrespect at its best. The blatant disrespect, the blatant display of disrespect, not just against me, but against God, knowing who I work for. And part of the hate is because I work for God. They have known this. This is the reason they hated me the whole time. And they can't turn me dark. They can't control me, so they hate me. They can't control me, so they hack my systems, my devices, my phones. They clone my phones. They can't control me, so they send people towards me to stalk me. And they think that they move so sophisticatedly quiet. Not at all. For the naked eye, maybe. For someone like me, no. They're loud, lousy, and stupid. The homosexual Schultz Virgo man, I believe that this man is involved with my brother, who is transgender, Emmanuel. And I believe that they met in a dating app because my stepbrother, he's an actual prostitute. And this homosexual gay man, not only he is also a prostitute himself, but he also goes and pays prostitutes for, sexual favors. And that's how these two know each other. This is how the homosexual Virgo man learned how to manifest off of me. Because my brother taught him. He's been doing it for so long. The document that states all my assets, the will, the inheritance, it's left under my birth name, which I legally changed a long time ago. But that legal name was used, that birth name was used to claim this money when that name was not supposed to be legally used anywhere else in the world. Once you become a person with a dead name or a birth name that no longer exists, then that name cannot be used because you have already legally taken over another name. Using that name after changing your name is a fraud. It's a felony. And this is what these people have done. The money that this stepbrother has is mine. It went under my birth name. And I believe that now that he's a transgender, when he stole my birth certificate and my driver's license and social security number by hacking my devices, they used that information to go into a fraudulent marriage, whether that was here in El Salvador or here in the United States. But my birth name can tell you that. If you run that birth name in the international database, you will see what I am speaking about. For the FBI, if you happen to be listening, immigration has all my biometrics. They have my birth name, and you will see that what I have told you is indeed true. And I just wanted to send out this quick message to these people because I'm tired of them thinking that everyone is stupid and that they are unstoppable and untouchable and that no law can touch them. Well, they're wrong. The money they stole from me, they will return. The assets that were stolen from me, they will return. The document that says all that it's mine, this document is buried along with other papers that no one can see because it contains information of who my father is, my real father. And let it be known that it was my real father who left this money for me. My father was a person with power. He had a lot of money. That's why my father knew him. That's how my father knew him. I told you that he would come to the United States every 6 months. A lot of the connections that he had here just didn't make any sense. Why do you live in El Salvador but you come to the United States every 6 months? He gave me a lot of clues that I later figured out. My father was the wealthy one. And my real father, I'm talking about my biological father, was the wealthy one. The man who raised me was dating my biological father. So apparently my biological father and the one who raised me, the one who said he was my father too, apparently these two men had a sexual affair or some kind of intimate affair going on or relationship. And my father had become very obsessed and controlling of him. My father wanted to be the one that he would left the estate to when he died. My father killed this man. The one who raised me, I mean. He killed my biological father for this money. This is who my father is. My biological father was killed because the father who raised me found out that the estate and the money, the properties and the assets, the lands, it would all go to me because I was his biological first child. My father killed my biological father. And out of hate and spite, he took that money, that wealth, that estate, the will, and he hid it. When my stepbrother was born, he was the one that he chose to give that money to. I stood to receive that money at the age of 18. My father made sure that I was out of the El Salvador country by the age of 16, so that by the time I turn 18, I am not in El Salvador. And instead, it will be my stepbrother who will be used to receive my money, my estate that my father left for me. That's how my stepbrother became rich. That's how he had a come up. That's how he had a glow up. That's how he became rich, by stealing what was mine legally. And let it be known that this homosexual gay Virgo man, he knew about this the whole time. He knew about the whole scheme the whole time. This Schultz homosexual man, the last comment or remark that he made when I last saw him was because we were talking about how, believe it or not, he asked me how I would like to be buried if I ever died. I guess he already had plans to kill me somehow. But he asked me that. And I said, I don't want to be buried. I want to be cremated, and I want my burial to be in a coffin made of gold. Because of all the pain and suffering that I have gone through, I deserve to have my cremation inside of a golden coffin. to rest for eternity, peacefully. You know what he said to me? You don't need a coffin made of gold. You are already gold as is. And those were his last words. He knew about that. He knew about this money. When he saw me, when he first met me, the eyes looked more like a person that said, I cannot believe how resembling this person is to the person I'm dating. Because he was dating my stepbrother already behind the scenes. They already knew each other through the dating app. They had already stolen assets from me before. He was included in the fraudulent sale of my home in Las Vegas that took place in 2019. Him and my brother, my stepmother, and my father were all in it. The group, the Masons. Let it be known that these are people that belong to two different groups. They belong to the 33-degree Masons, and then they belong to the actual Masons. But these are all covens of people. These are cult. People that work in a cult. And they practice all these crazy things that I've already described to you. This is how they steal people's lives, their destinies, their money. This is how they kill people for life insurance payouts. They have murdered so many people, including my biological father, who had a life insurance as well, aside from that estate. And my father got the life insurance payout first, and then he got the money for the inheritance. Supposedly when I turned 18, but that was my stepbrother, not me. So when my stepbrother turned 18, he also got another payout. My brothers are living the lifestyle of rich. They have lived a very luxurious, lavish life with my money all these years, while they continue to do poverty spells and homelessness spells every day, just to throw burdens in your path, to keep you away from your path, to keep you away from finding the truth, to keep you distracted. Very strategically well done. But now it's time to play, says God. And this is the reason why they are under heavy judgment as we speak. They will come clean. And by the time they do return what they need to return, don't come to my house knocking on my door. If you want a resolution, you're going to take this to the courthouse and return it legally the way that you stole it. Because you stole it illegally, you're going to give it back to me legally. I don't want anything that comes from your hands. Everything you touch is cursed. Everyone around you is cursed. Anyone that comes around you dies. I don't want you around me. Not you or that homosexual Schultz man. Keep that Virgo man for yourself. Two losers don't make a right. So you two make a hell of a good couple. A match made in hell. Go figures. And nobody's bothered by any of that. I'm glad that it happened that way. Because I myself would have never been able to take that much immorality, that much deception, and that many lies. I would have not been able to take all of that. I would have probably killed him myself. But God, that was the reason God removed me from his life. That was the reason I walked away and ghosted him. Because I knew what he was up to. The moment that he started acting the way that he did, I didn't care about the emotional part of it. I actually wanted to know more about what the ulterior motive was. Who was this person? Why did he do what he did? Forget about the whole being, ghosted and the whole 9 yards. No one cares about that. People go through that every day. So what's the problem? But what I wanted to know was what was the ulterior motive? That's what led me to wake up, because what he put me through awoke me to the truth rather than destroying me, which is what he wanted. He wanted me to be destroyed, completely annihilated. This man was literally sent to me to kill me, to take me out. And when he figured that ghosting would be it, he used that. But now I hope he understands what ghosting truly looks like. And that in the house of the illuminated ones, the house of the illuminated ones, for us, the only revenge is success. We don't have time for pity revenges or vengeful magic, vengeful hate wagons, vengeful slanderings. We don't have time for all that. That is low vibrational. The true elite, we don't vibe that way. This is how you know who is the elite and who is the trash. So God says, let the trash take out itself, and I will do the rest for you. So God, thank you. I love you. And I'm going to leave you guys with this. As crazy as this sounds, this is a true story. And if you people have any kind of karmic family or friends around you, get rid of them as quick as possible. Find out who they are and go back for what is yours if they have stolen something from you. They have no right to be taking away what is legally yours. Okay? Stand up, fight back, claim what is yours, and call your energy back. Call your power, because these people have no right to be leeching off of abundant energies like you. Pray to God, stay prayed up. Okay? These people will have their demise, and these people will go to prison. I'm sending you guys. Hey everyone, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whatever you are. I hope you all are doing well, and I hope that you guys are staying prayed up, and I hope that you guys are keeping up with your self-love and pouring into your cup. I wanted to make this video really quick because I wanted to let you guys know that I tried to create a PayPal account so that I can post in my YouTube channel, to be able to ask for donations, since I really need the financial help. I was able to create a link that you post into your channel, and I gave it about a couple of days before I did it because I wanted to make sure that, nothing happens with it. But like I told you, because these people, including the copycat, the Virgo man, and his mother, and my family, all these people have my phone cloned. They can see everything that I am doing, everything I watch, everything that I research. They can see everything. They can see what phone call is coming in, what number is calling you. They can see who is calling you. And if it is a man that's calling you, they're going to block that call and delete the phone call altogether. Because this is what these people are doing. Literally, these people want to keep me hostage of my own freedom, my own life, my own birthright. These people want to continue to isolate me so that they can continue to spiritually abuse me and continue to throw dark magic and witchcraft at me and my projects and my life so that nothing ever works out. These people have no way to stop. They are unstoppable when it comes to trying to stop me at any cost. When it comes to the homosexual Schultzman, the Virgo man, the copycat, and his mother, these three people are a threat to my life. These three people are bringing a lot of destruction into my life to keep me distracted from my path, from my dreams. They keep doing all these crazy things in my path so that I have no time to focus on my path, so that I have no time to focus on my destiny, because this is their way of keeping me distracted from what they're doing so that they can go ahead and steal what they're trying to steal, which is my destiny and my YouTube channel. The copycat and the homosexual Schultzman, these two people are planning, or they have been working tirelessly to try to steal the password of my channel so that they can delete my YouTube channel and steal it that way from me. These people don't stop plotting. Whether they're planning to steal from me or they're planning to kill me, they're planning to kidnap me, they're planning or plotting to traffic me, and they keep doing all these things. Unless these people aren't dead or in prison, they're not gonna leave me alone. But like they keep saying, these are the words that all these people are saying. She is not going to become famous. Over my dead body, she will not. But God says if that's what your desire, if that's what you wish, over your dead body, then over your dead body it will be. But there is no stopping what God already has in store. And the fact that they cannot stop him or me, they take it out on me because they can't fight God. So they take it all out on me, making me a target of their stupidity, their ignorance, their weakness. Because let's be real, the weak people here is definitely not me. It is all these incompetent people that feel intimidated and threatened by me. It is them that continue to sabotage my life from behind the scenes, from behind a computer, a fake profile. The feds shut down their accounts that they were using to make money off of me, and then they go and create other platforms, and they continue to create more fake profiles. And what I don't understand is that with all this evidence, why are they not in prison yet? Why do they continue to make my life a living hell? Because they made a pact, remember? They made a pact with the devil. They sold their soul to the devil in exchange for success and money. But in order for all of that to happen, they needed to keep me broke, isolated, unable to be successful, unable to reach my success or my potential. And we're talking celebrity faces, names, women that are celebrities, women that shouldn't even have an ounce of insecurity, but yet here they are, after me, with the sole intention to steal what is mine, because instead of collaborating or wanting to work with me, they rather steal it. Why is that? Well, they said, she's too ugly, we don't like her, we hate her, so we're gonna steal from her. I'm not gonna hire her to work in my videos. I'm not gonna put her in any of my music videos. But I like what she does and I'm gonna steal it. This is their way of thinking. But at this point, anything that these people do, they're being watched. Not only this copycat and the gay Virgo men have been plagiarizing my work. There's a famous DJ. This is a famous DJ that took one of my songs and made it his work, passed it as his work. This famous DJ has made billions and millions of dollars off of a song that I released a couple of years ago. These people have been stealing not only my music but also my videos. And all they want to do is continue to keep hiding you, because they want to keep stealing from you. The channel doesn't go past 3,011 subscribers. They don't allow any more subscribers to go higher than that number in my platform. The views, they manipulate them. If I have 1,000,000 views, they'll bring it down to 2 views. This is what they keep doing. Exactly how do you expect me to have respect for these people that are nothing but parasites and leeches dressed in Gucci's and Prada? Especially that ugly thing with the Joker face, the poker face, dance in the dark. That ugly thing should have never even been famous. She's ugly, she's stupid, she's insecure, arrogant, and ignorant. How in the hell did she become famous? Oh, I'm sorry. She sold her soul. She sold her soul for fame, and she killed her gay roommate to steal his ideas. This singer used to live with a gay man who created all the songs that she came out with in 2011. Poker Face, the gay man boy that died from AIDS. And this is what everybody wants to believe. But the whole time it was her who murdered that gay man for his ideas, his artistic ideas. Why do you think that she hasn't had any other big hits with creativity ever since 2011? Because she hasn't been able to find another gay man with that kind of artistic creativity. Born this way? You're not born that way. Your name is Stefan, not Stephanie. My name was Stephanie, and my mother used to say this. No, your name was Stefan, not Stephanie. Make sure that you understand that. You don't need to keep lying to the world. The only one that wants to keep believing your lies is yourself. Everyone else already knows that you're a man. Dancing in the dark? Bad romance? Why don't you make a song saying I used to be a man? Maybe the world will have a little bit more respect for you instead of a whole bunch of demonic a-holes worshiping your songs without realizing that you're killing their own families and friends with that kind of music. Because there's so much black magic and death magic behind her songs. Anyone who listens to her songs is a low vibrational person. A person that has no soul. There is no creativity in this person. This person is nothing but a copycat of every other artist out there. And you people want to nominate her for Grammys and all these things when in reality she's nothing but a copycat? She's a Milli Vanilli syndrome, for God's sake. None of these people in the industry have any talent. The only talent they have is to steal, to copy, to kill, to sleep around with producers and directors so that they can get to the top. Because all these people went through the casting couch. And they want to continue to tell people, well, she's the one. No, I never even stepped foot in Hollywood. And when I did, you kicked me out. So, I just wanted to make that quick video for you guys and add this video to the one that I am going to be uploading. So I hope you guys are having a good day, and stay prayed up, and stay away from negative influences and toxicity. People with toxicity are not supposed to be in your circle. Anyone that's trying to heal, anyone that's trying to become a better person, do it for yourself. Don't do it for others. Don't go out on a healing journey because you want to impress somebody, because you want somebody to believe that you changed. That is not the way you heal. If that's what you're healing for, you're wasting your time. Okay? I love you guys, and I'll be back with another video.